सुस्वागतम 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 अथ स्वागतम. लठ एज्युकेशन सोसायटी उपस्थित सर्व मान्यवरांचं सहर्ष स्वागत करीत आहे. दिवाण बहादूर अण्णासाहेब लठ्ठे यांच्या कार्याचा वारसा अबाधित ठेवणारी व ज्ञानदीप अखंड तेवत ठेवण्यासाठी 75 वर्षांची वैभवशाली वाटचाल करणारी लठ एज्युकेशन सोसायटी आज अमृत महोत्सवी वर्षात जिनं पदार्पण केलेलं आहे. एक परंपरा, एक मूल्यनिष्ठ वाटचाल आणि शिक्षणाच्या माध्यमातून एक आदर्श पिढी समाज घडवण्याचा अखंड ध्यास याचे मूर्त रूप म्हणजेच लठ एज्युकेशन सोसायटी सांगली. आजच्या कार्यक्रमाचे प्रमुख अतिथी व इतर सर्व मान्यवर यांचं सभागृहात आगमन झालेलं आहे. मी लठ एज्युकेशन सोसायटीतर्फे सर्व मान्यवरांचं सहर्ष स्वागत करत आहे. लठ एज्युकेशन सोसायटीची ही वाटचाल या उज्ज्वल प्रवासामागे माजी व आजी गव्हर्निंग आणि मॅनेजिंग काउन्सिलचे सर्व मान्यवर सदस्य, सेवक वर्ग, विद्यार्थी विद्यार्थिनी, हितचिंतक यांचं मोलाचं योगदान आहे. आज लठ एज्युकेशन सोसायटी सांगलीच्या श्रीमती कस्तुरबाई वालचंद कॉलेज ऑफ आर्ट्स अँड सायन्स सांगली सभागृहाचे ॲडव्होकेट केशवराव अप्पाजी चौगुले सभागृह असे नामकरण करण्यात येत आहे. आजचा हा ऐतिहासिक प्रसंग केवळ नामकरणाचा नसून विचार, मूल्य, न्याय आणि संस्कार यांना अभिवादन करण्याचा दिवस. हे नाव देताना आम्हाला विशेष अभिमान होत आहे. हा सोहळा संस्थात्मक दायित्व, दूरदृष्टीपूर्ण नियोजन आणि शैक्षणिक, सांस्कृतिक व वैचारिक उपक्रमांसाठी एक सक्षम व्यासपीठ निर्माण करण्याची जाणीवपूर्वक घेतलेली संस्थात्मक भूमिका आहे. आज या कार्यक्रमासाठी उपस्थित व्यासपीठावरील प्रमुख अतिथी माननीय न्यायमूर्ती श्री अजित प्रकाश शहा, माजी मुख्य न्यायमूर्ती, मद्रास उच्च न्यायालय व दिल्ली उच्च न्यायालय, त्याच यांचं मी लठ एज्युकेशन सोसायटीतर्फे हार्दिक स्वागत करते. त्याचबरोबर व्यासपीठावर उपस्थित असलेले लठ एज्युकेशन सोसायटीचे मॅनेजिंग काउन्सिलचे चेअरमन आदरणीय शांतीनाथ कांते सर, व्हाईस चेअरमन माननीय चंद्रकांत पाटील सर, त्याचबरोबर मानद सचिव माननीय सुहास पाटील सर, संस्थेचे खजिनदार माननीय भालचंद्र पाटील सर, अध्यक्ष दक्षिण भारत जैन सभा, विश्वस्त समितीचे चेअरमन माननीय आर्किटेक्ट डॉक्टर प्रमोद चौगुले, मॅनेजिंग गव्हर्निंग काउन्सिलचे सर्व विद्यमान सदस्य, सांगली बार असोसिएशनमधील सर्व मान्यवर सदस्य, निमंत्रित विद्यार्थी विद्यार्थिनी, सेवक वर्ग, मीडिया पर्सन्स, आपणा सर्वांचं पुनश्च स्वागत. त्याचबरोबर आज इथे उपस्थित असलेले ॲडव्होकेट केशवराव अप्पाजी चौगुले यांचे सर्व कुटुंबीय या सर्वांचं लठ एज्युकेशन सोसायटीतर्फे पुनश्च हार्दिक स्वागत करून आपण आजच्या मुख्य कार्यक्रमाची सुरुवात करीत आहोत प्रतिमा पूजनाने. मी व्यासपीठावरील त्याचबरोबर आज इथे उपस्थित असलेले प्रमुख जिल्हा व सत्र न्यायाधीश माननीय NK ब्रह्मेसो साहेब, त्याचबरोबर जिल्हा न्यायाधीश क्रमांक 1 निंबाळकर साहेब यांचंही मी इथं लठ एज्युकेशन सोसायटीतर्फे हार्दिक स्वागत करते. आजच्या या सोहळ्याची सुरुवात आपण करत आहोत प्रतिमा पूजन आणि वृक्ष जलार्घ्य यांनी. मी व्यासपीठावरील सर्व मान्यवरांना नम्र विनंती करते की त्यांनी आपल्या उपस्थितीत वृक्ष जलार्घ्य आणि स्वर्गीय दिवाण बहादूर अण्णासाहेब लठ्ठे व स्वर्गीय ॲडव्होकेट केशवरावजी चौगुले यांच्या प्रतिमांचे पूजन संपन्न करावे. आपल्या परंपरेनुसार मंगल कार्याची सुरुवात मूल्यांना व प्रेरणास्थानांना वंदन करूनच केली जाते. लठ एज्युकेशन सोसायटी शैक्षणिक वाटचालीस दिशा देणाऱ्या महान विभूतींच्या विचारांना व संस्थात्मक मूल्यांना आदरांजली अर्पण करण्याच्या पवित्र हेतूने या कार्यक्रमाची सुरुवात करीत आहोत प्रतिमा पूजन आणि वृक्ष जलार्घ्य यांनी. व्यासपीठावरील सर्व मान्यवरांच्या हस्ते प्रतिमा पूजन व वृक्ष जलार्घ्य संपन्न होत आहे. आज इथे आजचे प्रमुख अतिथी व इतर सर्व मान्यवर यांच्या शुभ हस्ते प्रतिमा पूजन व वृक्ष जलार्घ्य संपन्न होत आहे. मुंबई इलाख्याचे पहिले अर्थमंत्री, एक थोर समाज सुधारक, विचारवंत, शाहू चरित्रकार, सामाजिक, राजकीय व आर्थिक शैक्षणिक क्षेत्रात आपल्या कर्तृत्वाचा ठसा उमटवणारे स्वर्गीय दिवाण बहादूर अण्णासाहेब लठ्ठे. त्याचबरोबर आज ज्या व्यक्तिमत्वाच्या नावाने या सभागृहाचे नामकरण होत आहे ते व्यक्तिमत्व म्हणजे कायद्याचे सखोल ज्ञान, न्यायनिष्ठ आचार आणि सामाजिक बांधिलकी यांचे सुसंस्कृत प्रतीक ॲडव्होकेट केशवराव आप्पाजी चौगुले. त्यांचे कार्य न्यायालयीन कामकाजापुरते मर्यादित न राहता समाज आणि शिक्षण संस्था यांच्या सदृढ उभारणीसाठी, संस्थात्मक शिस्त टिकवून ठेवण्यासाठी आणि समाजहिताच्या निर्णयासाठी नेहमीच प्रेरणादायी आहे. दिवाण बहादूर अण्णासाहेब लठ्ठे आणि ॲडव्होकेट केशवराव आप्पाजी चौगुले यांच्या प्रतिमेला विनम्र अभिवादन. शिक्षणासोबतच निसर्ग संवर्धनाची जाणीव जोपासण्याची भूमिका लठ्ठे एज्युकेशन सोसायटीने स्वीकारलेली आहे. या भावनेतून आता व्यासपीठावरील मान्यवरांना मी नम्र विनंती करते की त्यांनी वृक्ष जलार्घ्य संपन्न करून निसर्ग देवतेप्रती आपली कृतज्ञता व्यक्त करण्याचा आणि पुढील पिढ्यांसाठी जबाबदारीची जाणीव जागृत करण्याचा हा एक प्रतिकात्मक उपक्रम संपन्न करावा. व्यासपीठावरील सर्व मान्यवरांच्या शुभ हस्ते वृक्ष जलार्घ्य संपन्न होत आहे. धन्यवाद.
लठ्ठे एज्युकेशन सोसायटीची वाटचाल आज ज्या प्रगतीपथावर होत आहे त्यामागे दृष्टीपूर्ण नेतृत्व, संस्थात्मक शिस्त व सर्वसमावेशक निर्णय प्रक्रिया यांचा मोठा वाटा आहे. ज्यांच्या मार्गदर्शनामुळे आमची ही वैभवशाली वाटचाल सुरू आहे ते आमच्या संस्थेचे मॅनेजिंग काउन्सिलचे चेअरमन माननीय श्री शांतीनाथ कांते सर यांना मी नम्र विनंती करते की त्यांनी उपस्थित मान्यवरांचे स्वागत आपल्या प्रास्ताविकासहित करावे.
नमस्कार. ॲडव्होकेट केशवराव आप्पाजी चौगुले सभागृह नामकरण समारंभानिमित्त इथे उपस्थित असलेले प्रमुख पाहुणे, माननीय अजित प्रकाश शहा, माजी न्यायमूर्ती, मद्रास उच्च न्यायालय व दिल्ली उच्च न्यायालय, आणि आजच्या या कार्यक्रमाचे अध्यक्ष माननीय राजीव पाटील, लठ्ठे एज्युकेशन सोसायटी सांगलीचे व्हाईस चेअरमन माननीय चंद्रकांत पाटील, मानस सचिव सुहास पाटील, खजिनदार माननीय भालचंद्र पाटील, विश्वस्त समितीचे चेअरमन माननीय आर्किटेक्ट प्रमोद चौगुले, माननीय प्राचार्य व्ही टी चौगुले, तसेच लठ्ठे एज्युकेशन सोसायटीचे मॅनेजिंग व गव्हर्निंग काउन्सिलचे सर्व सदस्य, सर्व शाखांचे प्राचार्य, शाखा प्रमुख, मुख्याध्यापक, प्राध्यापक, शिक्षक व शिक्षकेतर वर्ग आणि विद्यार्थिनींनो, तत्कालीन समाज धुरीणांनी दिवाण बहादूर अण्णासाहेब लठ्ठे या वंदनीय व्यक्तिमत्वाशी चिरंतन स्मृती राहावी म्हणून 13 जून 1951 रोजी लठ्ठे एज्युकेशन सोसायटी सांगली या शिक्षण संस्थेची स्थापना केलेली आहे. लठ्ठे एज्युकेशन सोसायटीच्या स्थापनेला 75 वर्षे पूर्ण होत असल्यामुळे सन 25-26 हे लठ्ठे एज्युकेशन सोसायटीचे अमृत महोत्सवी वर्ष म्हणून साजरे केले जात आहे. या संस्थेने 75 वर्षाचा टप्पा गाठणे ही अतिशय गौरवाची बाब आहे. 2025-26 हे शैक्षणिक वर्ष लठ्ठे एज्युकेशन सोसायटीच्या इतिहासामध्ये सुवर्ण अक्षरात कोरण्याचे हे अमृत महोत्सवी वर्ष आहे. गेली 75 वर्षे ही संस्था ज्ञानदानाच्या पवित्र कार्यात अखंडपणे कार्यरत असून हजारो विद्यार्थ्यांच्या जीवनाला दिशा देण्याचे महान कार्य केलेले आहे. मूल्याधिष्ठित शिक्षण, शिस्त, संस्कार आणि सामाजिक बांधिलकी याचा समन्वय साधत संस्थेने शिक्षण क्षेत्रात एक आदर्श निर्माण केला आहे. संस्थापकाच्या दूरदृष्टीचे विचार, मार्गदर्शकांचे परिश्रम आणि शिक्षकांचे समर्पण यामुळेच ही वाटचाल यशस्वी झाली आहे. भविष्यातही ही संस्था समाज निर्मितीचे तेजस्वी कार्य अविरतपणे करत राहणार आहे. 75 वर्षात लठ्ठे एज्युकेशन सोसायटीने केलेली कामगिरी ही खूपच भूषणा व उल्लेखनीय अशा स्वरूपाची आहे. लठ्ठे एज्युकेशन सोसायटीचे वटवृक्ष आज महाराष्ट्रातील विशेषतः सांगली, सातारा, कोल्हापूर आणि कर्नाटकातील असंख्य गरजूसाठी अत्यंत उपयुक्त ठरलेला आहे. महाराष्ट्रामध्ये अग्रेसर असलेल्या लठ्ठे एज्युकेशन सोसायटीच्या शैक्षणिक संकुलामध्ये कला, विज्ञान, वाणिज्य, कायदा, कृषी, तंत्रनिकेतन आणि वैद्यकीय इत्यादी अद्ययावत व नाविन्यपूर्ण अभ्यासक्रम शिकवले जातात. अशा 44 शाखा आणि 1500 सेवक असलेल्या या शैक्षणिक संकुलात सुमारे 25,000 विद्यार्थीपेक्षा अधिक विद्यार्थिनी शिक्षण घेत आहेत. नव्या राष्ट्रीय शैक्षणिक धोरणामुळे सर्वच शैक्षणिक संस्थांसमोर अनेक आव्हाने निर्माण झालेली आहेत. गुणवत्तापूर्ण व दर्जेदार शिक्षण देण्याचे निरंतर काम करणाऱ्या आपल्या लठ्ठे एज्युकेशन सोसायटीने काळानुरूप अनेक बदल केलेले आहेत. संस्थेने लठ्ठ व कर्तव्यपद ज्ञान प्रबोधिनी सुरू केलेली आहे. याच्या माध्यमातून अभियांत्रिकी आणि वैद्यकीय क्षेत्रामध्ये प्रवेश करण्यासाठी आवश्यक असलेले CET, JEE आणि नीट या परीक्षाचे कोचिंग सुरू केलेले आहे. अलीकडेच नव्याने स्थापन केलेल्या आपल्या कॉमर्स प्रबोधिनीच्या माध्यमातून CA आणि CS कोचिंग सुरू केलेले आहे. आपल्या सर्व शाखाकडील विद्यार्थ्यांचा वाढता कल लक्षात घेऊन आपण याच प्रांगणात भव्य दिव्य अशा स्वरूपाच्या लठ्ठे मेमोरियल अँड एज्युकेशनल बिल्डिंग या 5 मजली इमारतीचे बांधकाम हे आज मितीस पूर्ण झालेले आहे. तसेच नेमिनाथ नगर या ठिकाणी श्रीमंती कळंत्रे अक्का प्राथमिक विद्या मंदिराच्या वास्तूचे बांधकामी अंतिम टप्प्यात आलेले आहे. याशिवाय डॉक्टर बाबगोंडा देवगोंडा पाटील कृषी तंत्रनिकेतन दत्तवाडच्या शाखेचे इमारतीचे बांधकाम पूर्णत्वास आलेले आहे. लठ्ठे एज्युकेशन सोसायटीच्या सर्वच शाळांमध्ये चांगला नागरिक घडवण्यासाठी प्राथमिक शाळेतील विद्यार्थ्यांमध्ये मूल्ये व संस्कार रुजवण्यासाठी मूल्यवर्धन हा उपक्रम सुरू केलेला आहे. आजचा दिवस लठ्ठे एज्युकेशन सोसायटीच्या इतिहासात सुवर्ण अक्षराने नोंदवला जाणारा असा आहे, कारण आज आपण नव्या युगाच्या उंबरठ्यावर आहोत. ज्ञान, संस्कृती, विचारमंथन आणि सामाजिक बांधिलकी याचे प्रतीक ठरणाऱ्या ॲडव्होकेट केशवराव आप्पाजी चौगुले तात्या सभागृहाचे उद्घाटन आज या पवित्र भूमीवर संपन्न होत आहे आणि या सुवर्ण क्षणाचे आपण सर्वजण साक्षीदार आहोत. याचा मला मनापासून आनंद झालेला आहे. शिक्षण संस्था म्हणजे केवळ इमारतीचा समूह नसतो, तर ती विचाराची शाळा असते आणि अशा संस्थेतील सभागृह हे त्या विचाराचे केंद्र आहे. येथे केवळ कार्यक्रम होत नाहीत, तर येथे विचार घडतात, संस्कार रुजतात आणि व्यक्तिमत्व घडवले जाते. ॲडव्होकेट केशवराव आप्पाजी चौगुले तात्या हे नाव केवळ एक व्यक्ती म्हणून नव्हे, तर मूल्यांची, निष्ठेची आणि समाजाभिमुख कार्याची प्रेरणा म्हणून आपल्यासमोर उभे आहेत. त्यांनी आपल्या आयुष्यातून न्याय, प्रामाणिकपणा, सामाजिक जबाबदारी आणि शिक्षण प्रेम याचा आदर्श घालून दिला. अशा थोर व्यक्तिमत्वाच्या नावाने हे सभागृह साकार होत आहे. ही बाब अत्यंत गौरवाची आहे. आजच्या स्पर्धात्मक युगात शिक्षण केवळ पाठ्यपुस्तकापुरते मर्यादित राहू शकत नाही. विद्यार्थ्यांच्या सर्वांगीण विकासासाठी संवाद, व्यासपीठ, सादरीकरण, कला, क्रीडा, विचारमंथन या सर्व घटकाची आवश्यकता असते. हे सभागृह त्या सर्व संधीचे एक समृद्ध केंद्र ठरणार आहे. या सभागृहामध्ये उद्या शैक्षणिक परिषदेचे आयोजन केले जाईल. विचारवंतांचे मार्गदर्शन लाभेल, विद्यार्थ्यांच्या कलागुणांना व्यासपीठ मिळेल, सामाजिक प्रश्नावर मंथन होईल, देशाच्या भविष्यासाठी सज्ज होणारी पिढी इथे घडेल. हे सभागृह म्हणजे स्वप्नांची उभारणी, विचाराची मशाल आणि संस्काराची प्रयोगशाळा आहे. या भव्य कार्यामागे लठ्ठे एज्युकेशन सोसायटीचे गव्हर्निंग व मॅनेजिंग काउन्सिलचे सर्व सदस्य, पदाधिकारी, विश्वस्त, शाखा प्रमुख, शिक्षक, कर्मचारी आणि सर्व हितचिंतकाचे अथक परिश्रम दडलेले आहेत. त्यांच्या दूरदृष्टीमुळे आणि समर्पणामुळे आज हे स्वप्न साकार होत आहे. या सर्वांचे मी मनपूर्वक अभिनंदन करतो. लठ्ठे एज्युकेशन सोसायटीचे केशवराव आप्पाजी चौगुले तात्या सभागृह हे आधुनिक काळात गरजांना अनुरूप असे बहुउद्देशीय सभागृह आहे. अत्याधुनिक ध्वनिव्यवस्था, प्रकाश योजना, सुसज्ज मंच, प्रशस्त आसन व्यवस्था आणि सुरक्षिततेच्या सर्व सोयीमुळे हे सभागृह परिषद कार्यशाळा, सांस्कृतिक कार्यक्रम, शैक्षणिक मेळावे तसेच सामाजिक उपक्रमासाठी अत्यंत उपयुक्त ठरणार आहे. हे सभागृह ज्ञान, कौशल्य आणि व्यवस्थापन याचे प्रभावी केंद्र ठरेल असा विश्वास व्यक्त करतो. अमृत महोत्सव म्हणजे केवळ वर्षाची संख्या नव्हे, तर ती संस्थेच्या सातत्यपूर्ण सेवा, मूल्यनिष्ठ आणि समाजाभिमुख कार्याची साक्ष आहे. आणि या सुवर्णक्षणी अत्याधुनिक, भव्य व दूरदृष्टीपूर्ण सभागृह संस्थेला लाभत आहे. ही बाब संस्थेच्या उज्ज्वल भविष्यासाठी शुभ संकेत आहे. 75 वर्षाची परंपरा आणि आधुनिकतेचे संगम साधणारे हे सभागृह संस्थेच्या प्रगतीचा पुढचा अध्याय लिहिल. म्हणूनच अमृत महोत्सव वर्ष आणि सभागृहाचे उद्घाटन हे दोन मंगल प्रसंग एकत्र येणे म्हणजे संस्थेच्या शिरपेचातील मानाचा तोरा अधिकच उजळणारा दुर्द शर्करा योग आहे. शेवटी मी एवढेच म्हणेन की हे सभागृह नेहमी विचारांनी गजबजलेले, संवादाने निनादणारे आणि संस्कारांनी उजळलेले राहो. हे सभागृह सदैव ज्ञान, संस्कृती आणि समाजहिताचे दीपस्तंभ म्हणून उजळत राहो. येथून निर्माण होणारे विचार समाजाला दिशा देतील हीच अपेक्षा आणि प्रार्थना करतो. पुन्हा एकदा या सभागृहाच्या उज्ज्वल भविष्यासाठी हार्दिक शुभेच्छा देतो. नमस्ते.
धन्यवाद सर. लठ एज्युकेशन सोसायटीची वैभवशाली वाटचाल भविष्यातही अशीच अबाधित राहील व त्यासाठी संस्थेचा सेवक वर्ग सतत प्रयत्नशील राहील यात शंका नाही. धन्यवाद सर.
Ladies and gentlemen, on this momentous and prestigious occasion, we are indeed honored to have with us a former Chief Justice who has a highly respected name in the Indian judiciary and a symbol of integrity, constitutional values, and judicial excellence. It is a great privilege for our institution to have such an eminent personality to gracing today's function. To present a detailed and formal introduction of our esteemed chief guest, now I request respected Dr. Amit Saudi sir, Principal, NS Soti, Law College, Sangli.
Good morning to all. Respected chief guest of today's naming ceremony, Honorable Justice Ajit Prakash Shah, former Chief Justice of Delhi High Court and Madras High Court. Respected dignitaries on the dais, Honorable District and Sessions Judge Shri N.K. Brahme Sahib, Additional District and Sessions Judge Nimbalkar Sahib, and other honorable judges present here, esteemed members of Governing and Managing Council of Latte Education Society, esteemed office bearers of bar associations from Sangli and Kolhapur districts, learned advocates, principals and teachers of all colleges present, my colleagues and students, all present, ladies and gentlemen, good morning to all. It is my great honor and privilege to introduce to this august gathering the chief guest of today's auspicious occasion, the naming ceremony of auditorium in the revered memory of late Advocate Keshwarao Appaji Chaugule, founder principal of NSOT Law College Sangli and former president of Governing Council of Latte Education Society Sangli, a distinguished legal luminary and a true architect of legal education in this region. It is indeed a matter of pride for us that Honorable Justice A.P. Shah sir has kindly accepted our invitation to grace today's function as chief guest. During his illustrious career, sir delivered several landmark judgments on matters of constitutional and social importance. These include judgments on the decriminalization of homosexuality, the applicability of Right to Information Act to Office of Chief Justice of India, protection of environment and ecology, protection of persons with disability, women's rights, rights of child and contract labor, rights of slum dwellers, rights of persons affected by HIV, and so on. These judgments have made a profound contribution to human rights jurisprudence and reflect such deep commitment to constitutional values, social justice, and protection of human dignity. Even after retirement, Sir has continued to contribute to law reform and public discourse. Sir has served as chairperson of 20th Law Commission of India from year 2013 to 2015 submitting during this period 19 important reports, including reports on electoral reforms, elimination of discrimination against persons affected by leprosy, and the death penalty. Sir has also served as member of expert committee of International Labour Organization for implementation of ILO conventions by member countries, and sir is also nominated as a commissioner in the International Commission of Jurists. He has long been associated with NGOs and people's movements. Sir has participated in tribunals on human rights issues in India and abroad. Sir has also served on ethics committees and advised national bodies such as Broadcast Audience Research Council and sports organizations on ethics matters. Ladies and gentlemen, we are deeply grateful to Honorable Justice A.P. Shah sir for graciously accepting our invitation and for sparing his valuable time to be with us today. All of us here are eager to listen to insightful and valuable address by sir. Therefore, without further ado, I request the MOC to proceed to further protocols of the program. Thank you.
Today's occasion has become even more meaningful with the gracious presence of such an eminent personality. Thank you, sir.
आजच्या या गौरवपूर्ण प्रसंगी भारतीय न्यायव्यवस्थेला अमूल्य योगदान देणारे आजचे प्रमुख अतिथी माजी मुख्य न्यायमूर्ती मद्रास उच्च न्यायालय व दिल्ली उच्च न्यायालय माननीय अजित प्रकाश शहा यांचा लठे एज्युकेशन सोसायटीतर्फे स्वागत सत्कार करण्याची ही वेळ आहे. मी विनंती करते आजच्या कार्यक्रमाचे अध्यक्ष माननीय शांतीनाथ कांते, चेअरमन मॅनेजिंग काउन्सिल लठे एज्युकेशन सोसायटी सांगली, त्यांनी आपल्या शुभ हस्ते हा सत्कार संपन्न करावा. हा सत्कार त्यांच्या न्यायनिष्ठ सेवेस, सांविधानिक मूल्यांप्रती असलेल्या बांधिलकीस आणि समाजासाठी केलेल्या कार्यास आमच्या कृतज्ञतेचा भाव व्यक्त करणारा आहे. आज त्यांच्या उपस्थितीमुळे हा सोहळा अधिक गौरवशाली आणि अर्थपूर्ण बनला आहे. त्यांच्या या उपस्थितीचे प्रेरणास्त्रोत्र आम्हाला न्याय, प्रामाणिकपणा आणि सेवा या मूल्यांची सदैव जाणीव करून देत राहील, यात शंका नाही. लठे एज्युकेशन सोसायटीतर्फे आजच्या कार्यक्रमाचे प्रमुख अतिथी माननीय न्यायमूर्ती श्री अजित प्रकाश शहा यांचा स्वागत सत्कार इथं संपन्न होत आहे. त्यानंतर आज त्यांच्याबरोबर इथं उपस्थित असलेल्या त्यांच्या सुविद्य पत्नी आदरणीय सौ स्वाती अजित शहा यांचा स्वागत सत्कार करण्याची मी विनंती करते. प्राचार्या कस्तुरबा ज्युनियर कॉलेज ऑफ एज्युकेशन सांगली येथील आदरणीय सौ श्वेता चौगुले मॅडम. श्वेता चौगुले मॅडम या ॲडव्होकेट केशवराव आप्पा चौगुले यांच्या नातसून आहेत आणि त्यांच्या शुभ हस्ते हा इथं सत्कार संपन्न होत आहे. ॲडव्होकेट केशवराव चौगुले यांचा वारसा आदरणीय श्वेता चौगुले मॅडम पुढे संस्थेत चालवित आहेत आणि त्यांच्या शुभ हस्ते आज इथं उपस्थित असलेल्या आदरणीय सौ स्वाती अजित शहा मॅडम यांचा सत्कार संपन्न होत आहे. अनेक पिढ्यांपासून चौगुले आणि शहा कुटुंब यांच्यातील ऋणानुबंध अबाधित आहेत. त्याचंच हे मूर्तिमंत उदाहरण आपल्या समोर आहे. यानंतर एक विशेष सत्कार इथं संपन्न होतोय. मी विनंती करते माजी व्हाईस चेअरमन श्री आदरणीय श्री PR पाटील सर, माजी व्हाईस चेअरमन लठे एज्युकेशन सोसायटी सांगली यांच्या वतीनं आजचे प्रमुख अतिथी माननीय श्री अजित प्रकाश शहा, माजी मुख्य न्यायमूर्ती मद्रास उच्च न्यायालय व दिल्ली उच्च न्यायालय यांचा विशेष सत्कार इथं संपन्न होतोय. लठे एज्युकेशन सोसायटीचे माजी व्हाईस चेअरमन आदरणीय श्री PR पाटील सर यांच्या शुभ हस्ते हा सत्कार इथं संपन्न होत आहे. We are sincerely thankful to both for gracing and accepting our felicitation. Your presence and blessings have made our occasion truly memorable. Thank you. Thank you very much, respected Shah sir and respected Swati ma'am for accepting our felicitation. धन्यवाद. ज्या क्षणाची आपण आतुरतेने वाट पाहत आहोत तो नामकरण सोहळा आता इथं संपन्न होतोय. हा गौरवपूर्ण सोहळा आजच्या कार्यक्रमाचे प्रमुख अतिथी यांच्या शुभ हस्ते इथं संपन्न होत आहे. संस्थेच्या अमृत महोत्सवाच्या वाटचालीत एक अत्यंत महत्त्वपूर्ण सोहळा आजचे प्रमुख अतिथी माननीय न्यायमूर्ती अजित प्रकाश शहा यांना मी नम्र विनंती करते की त्यांनी आपल्या शुभ हस्ते या सभागृहाचे ॲडव्होकेट केशवराव अप्पाजी चौगुले अशा फलकाचे अनावरण करावे. आजच्या कार्यक्रमाचे प्रमुख अतिथी व इतर सर्व मान्यवर यांना नम्र विनंती की त्यांनी व्यासपीठावर असलेल्या आजच्या या सभागृहाचे नामकरण ॲडव्होकेट केशवराव अप्पाजी चौगुले या फलकाचं अनावरण करावं. ज्यांच्या व्यक्तिमत्वात शिस्त, प्रामाणिकपणा, संस्थेच्या विकासासाठी अथक सेवा आणि दूरदृष्टीपूर्ण नेतृत्व होते ते ॲडव्होकेट केशवराव अप्पाजी चौगुले. आजचे हे नामकरण त्यांच्या संस्थेच्या शैक्षणिक, प्रशासकीय आणि सामाजिक जडणघडणीत केलेल्या अमूल्य योगदानाचे स्मरण व प्रतीक आहे. या गौरवशाली प्रसंगाचे आपण सर्वजण साक्षीदार आहोत. येणाऱ्या भविष्यातील पिढ्यांसाठी हे सभागृह कायमचे प्रेरणास्त्रोत ठरेल यात शंका नाही. या सभागृहाचे नामकरण ॲडव्होकेट केशवराव अप्पाजी चौगुले असे नुकतेच आजच्या कार्यक्रमाचे प्रमुख अतिथी यांच्या शुभ हस्ते संपन्न झालेले आहे. Now I kindly request our chief guest, Honorable Justice Mr. Ajit Prakash Shah, to please share his words of guidance and enlighten us with his valuable thoughts. We are very much eager to listen him here. आपल्या अमूल्य मार्गदर्शनाने आणि प्रेरक भाषणाने आजचा हा सोहळा खऱ्या अर्थानं गौरवपूर्ण ठरेल. मी आजच्या कार्यक्रमाचे प्रमुख अतिथी माननीय न्यायमूर्ती श्री अजित प्रकाश शहा यांना नम्र विनंती करते की त्यांनी आम्हाला मार्गदर्शन करावे.
Shri Shantinath Kante and other dignitaries on the dais, distinguished faculty, members of the legal fraternity, family members of Shri Keshavrao Chowgule, and most importantly, the students of NS Law College who represent the future of justice in our nation. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm delighted for this opportunity today to talk to you, all of you. When we talk about the law in classrooms, we tend to focus on abstract matters, such as the way statutes work or how judicial precedent is involved. Today, instead of talking about the law itself, I want to speak to you about a living embodiment of the law, a person who is a role model for anyone entering the legal profession. I am referring, of course, to Shri Keshavrao Chowgule. He was a man who proved that the legal profession is not merely a means to make a living, but a vehicle for social transformation. Ladies and gentlemen, my reasons for being here are very personal. Indeed, standing before you, I am transported back 60 years. I see myself as a young student at Wellington College, arriving in this beautiful and charming city with my books and dreams. There I met my local guardian, a man who was already a legend. To the people, he was the eminent legal luminary, Keshavarao Chaugule. To those of us who knew and loved him, he was simply Tatya. My father used to practice at the Bombay High Court, and Tatya, who was a close friend of his, would often brief him on cases. This is how Tatya became my local guardian when I came here to study. Tatya was the personification of the legal profession. He was a tall, commanding figure with such vigor and energy that his mere presence transformed a room. He dominated Sangli's social, legal, and institutional landscape for 5 decades. He was a man who wore many hats: a fearless advocate, a pioneer of education, a social entrepreneur, and in the truest sense of the word, a nation builder. As the law students among you prepare to embark on your own careers, you will find undoubtedly you would encounter many cynical views of our profession. Some have called the bar not as a profession, but as an excuse for not having one. Lawyers have been called parasites on society. Jonathan Swift, the author of Gulliver's Travel, dismissed the lawyers as those who prove that white is black and black is white as accordingly as they are paid. But the life of Keshavarao Chaugule served as a complete refutation of these descriptions. His career, which spanned a remarkable 60 years from 1934 till his passing away in early 90s, proves that the law can simultaneously offer the pleasure of intellectual achievement as well as the powerful opportunity and satisfaction to serve society. Today, when we speak of the ideal lawyer, we need not look toward textbooks. We need only to look toward the life of Tatya Chaugule. Success is rarely straight in line, and for Tatya, it was carved out of poverty. He was born into a family of meager means, but he had the good fortune of having a sharp intellect and receiving the support of visionaries like Walchand Kothari, who identified bright students for English education. It is a testament to his brilliance that he was part of a chosen set of 3 students for educational support by Walchand Kothari, a trio that included the legendary Justice V.M. Tarkunde and Justice D.P. Shikre. From the humble classrooms of Kolhapur Law College to becoming the leader of the Sangli Bar, Tatya never forgot his roots. His struggle birthed a deep sympathy, what you call in Marathi, jivala, for those from the lower strata of society. He did not just practice law, but he practiced empathy. The help he got as a young student marked the beginning of his journey to the heights of legal profession. In our profession, we often see lawyers specialize, Either they are masters of the civil court or giants of the criminal bar. Tatya was a rare exception who dominated both. From 1934 to 1993, for nearly 60 years, his practice was a master class in legal strategy. I remember his approach to cases. He had a common sense intellect that could cut through the most complex legal jargon to reach the heart of a matter. He was disciplined, hardworking, and carried an aura of dignity that demanded respect from the bench. There is a famous story that captures his stature. Once, while Tatya was arguing a case with his usual earnestness, he noticed the judge had drifted off to sleep. Most lawyers would have cuffed politely or waited in silence, but Tatya felt it was an affront to the dignity of law. He collected his files, packed his books, and walked out of the court. When the judge woke up and realized Tatya had left, he sent a peon to fetch him, but Tatya refused to return. His message was clear: the law is a serious business and deserves nothing less than complete focus. A few cases handled by Tatya stand out as lessons for every law student. Take the Sambre Vimantal riot case, for example. A riot had broken out during a visit by Governor General Wewell, and one person was killed. 11 persons were accused of rioting and murder. Most senior lawyers believed accused number 1 especially was a lost cause and was destined for conviction. Tatya, a relatively junior lawyer, represented him. He discovered a single overlooked detail: a golden kardota, a waistband, waist thread, found on the person of the accused at the time of his arrest. That bore the name of the police patil who had filed the complaint. Through a masterful cross-examination, Tatya revealed that the accused was a servant in Patil's house and had been involved in a relationship with Patil's daughter, who must have passed on this kargota to the accused. He demonstrated that Police Patil harbored a personal grudge against the accused and had falsely implicated the man out of sheer spite. While the other 10 were convicted, Tatya's client secured a dramatic acquittal. This teaches us that attention to the smallest details is one of the most powerful tools a lawyer possesses. Another interesting case related to the burning of Vishram Bagh railway station. This incident took place during the Quit India movement in 1942. When the station was burnt, a local trader named Babulal Swarab Chand was the key person prosecuted for this incident. It is believed that he was really involved and he wrote the entire account, his personal diary maintained by him. The prosecution was based solely on what he wrote in his personal diary. Tatya was already a budding lawyer by that time and was engaged in the matter. He first found out from the investigating officer that the incident was reported extensively in various newspapers. Then he got a statement from the accused, the trader Babulal, that he had simply read the papers and made entries in his diary by copying what was in the newspapers. Based on all this, he was acquitted. This was a case where Tatya had argued before an ICS officer, the resident secretary at the time, demonstrating the difference between a participant in the crime, and a witness to history, a witness to what happened at that time. He was not only a brilliant lawyer, but also a very magnanimous person. A poor woman from his village came to him seeking help. She was facing a decree of 300 rupees under the Date Relief Act, which was an enormous sum at that time, and she had absolutely nothing to her name. Tatya did not simply offer legal advice to fight her case and end it there. He told her, "You are like my mother." He gave her a sari and then deposited the entire 300 rupees himself to clear her debt. For students of the law, this is an important lesson. That is, what an ideal lawyer must see, someone who is not just the file. Don't just not look at the file, but look at the person behind the file. If Tatya had only been a lawyer, he would still be remembered. But he was much more. He was a social architect and a true son of the soil too. He believed that for a nation to rise, its institutions must be strong. He was the founder member and chairman of Ratnakar Bank. He established the first Rotary Club in Sangli. To you, the students of NS Law College, Tatya holds a special significance. He was the founder of this college and the first principal. He was also closely involved with the Lathe Education Society almost right from the inception, and was president of the society for 25 years. His influence reached the highest levels of academia as he served on the senates and executive councils of both Pune and Shivaji University. His vision for education was both practical and inclusive. He served as the chairman of various school boards and was the first to fight for the dignity of teachers. At a time when their services were barely acknowledged and they were paid a pittance, it's said that at that time a teacher's salary was hardly maybe a few hundred rupees. He ensured their salaries were increased manifold. Having come from a very poor family, he never lost his sympathy for students from the lower strata. He established the Dr. Bapat Vidyarthi Hostel and a hostel for Harijan girls, demonstrating a commitment to equality and social justice long before these concepts became central to modern political discourse. He was instrumental in establishing a remand home and the first school for the deaf and dumb in Sangli. His life's work was not just about practicing the law or setting up institutions. I will narrate to you about what happened during the merger of princely states, where our former Home Minister Vallabhbhai Patel took the lead and the princely states were merged in United India. During those days, Tatya became the bridge. He took the initiative to meet and negotiate with the royal families of Sangli, Miraz and Kurundwad, convincing them to sign away their powers for the sake of United India. He was in every sense an architect of the modern Sangli region, and his actions directly led to the birth of modern Maharashtra. Tatya was also a prolific writer and editor. He served as the editor of as many as 4 weekly newspapers. 2 of these, Pragati and Jinavijay, were publications under the aegis of Dakshin Bharat Jain Sabha. 2 other publications he edited and wrote for Vijay and Vishwas were for a broader leadership, where he used his pen to challenge misdeeds of authorities and advocate the causes of common men. No tribute to Tatya is complete without mentioning his wife, Haushabai, known to all as Hausha Akka. While she had little formal education, she possessed a robust common sense that was the perfect foil for Tatya's intellectualism. She was not merely a domestic partner, she was with him in every sphere of his life. She was his companion in the bar circles, the educational meetings, and the social work. She was a constant, affectionate presence in the community. She shared his vision and burdens and was undoubtedly the force that allowed him to wear so many hats. Their partnership reminds us that success is never a solo journey. It is a collaborative effort of the heart and mind. Tatya believed, and this part I am addressing especially to the law students who are present here. So Tatya believed that a lawyer must be an intellectual who engages with the world in all its complexities. In this regard, he understood that a lawyer without a love for literature is mere mechanic, nothing more. He had a great love for books and had a vast, eclectic library. He didn't just read books, he lived the books. I remember him reading aloud to his juniors and grandsons in his booming voice when he discovered a book or a chapter that moved him. He would repeatedly emphasize on how reading helps a lawyer's language. In this context, I also remember Mr. Soli Sorabji used to say he would always read a chapter or two from Pickwick Papers or some other novel by Charles Dickens every night. To Tatya, and it should be to all of us, literature was not a distraction from the law, but a prerequisite for it. He belonged to the school of thought that regards the legal code as a cold, dead instrument unless it is animated by an understanding of the human condition. Such people have the conviction that reach of the law is not confined and volume to books and volumes and statutes, but intersects with life at every opportunity. As we draw this reflection to a close, I encourage all of you to think about the fundamental question that should guide every student. What truly makes an ideal lawyer? What truly makes an ideal lawyer? Is it the sheer volume of practice or the luxury of one's chambers? Tatya certainly built a massive and successful career on both civil and criminal side. Is it the proximity to political power? Tatya counted giants like Vasantdada Patil and Yashwantrao Savan as close friends. Yet he consciously and deliberately chose to serve society from the bar and the library and rather than from the halls of governmental ministry. Tatya proved that you do not need a title to wield influence, you only need integrity. I believe the ideal lawyer is one as exemplified by Tatya, someone who refused to be just a lawyer. He was a man of the soil who reached for the highest intellectual stars, but he always had his feet firmly planted in realities of Sangli. He never once forgot what had brought him to where he was and recognized that upliftment of the oppressed and enabling equality for all was the only means to progress. He also understood fundamentally that the law is not an end in itself. It is only a means to the end. What matters is who wields the tool. To the students here today, Tatya's life offers a practical roadmap for your journey. Many lessons can be learned from his life. For example, embracing an uncompromising discipline, Tatya's success was never about luck. It was the result of a rigorous, hard-working and disciplined lifestyle. Whether it is mastering your brief or keeping up with your reading, there is no substitute for a well-furnished mind. Most importantly, your definition of success itself needs to be recalibrated. Your worth is not measured only by the fees you collect, but also by contributions to society, to intellectual and public life. Going beyond the confines of courtrooms, you have the power and tools to be a social engineer, just like Tatya. You can support public institutions like school, or even just ensure that a poor client is treated with dignity and respect, not by their capacity to pay. Tatya passed away in the early 90s. Just I was beginning my own journey on the bench. But my association with him will remain etched in my mind. For all of you too, even if you did not know him, you have the privilege of studying in an institution he helps create. Do not just pass through these corridors. Carry his light with you. The future of legal system, our nation, depends on your willingness to be not just practitioners, but guardians of progress. The law can be a pursuit of fees and emoluments, but it is also a vocation that offers the joy of intellectual achievement. An ideal lawyer is one who does not allow the profession to narrow his mind, but instead uses it as an opportunity to learn the comprehensive story of human life. As Lord Buckmaster observed, the finest lawyers are those for whom there is no horizon too large for them to gaze at. Tatya exemplified this is in more than one way. He was the most lovable figure in the bar, who used his 60 years of practice to build schools, banks, institutions, hostels. He guided clients along the path of wisdom and ensured that the law represents the application of reason to noble cause. To be a lawyer in modern India, which is today still striving for equality and the protection of free thought, is to follow in his footsteps. It is to recognize that, as Napoleon did, that a leader's true legacy is not found in the battles they fought, but in the justice they provide to the people. May his legacy inspire you to build a career that is as meaningful as successful. All the best to the law students. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for having a very emotional and thought-provoking insight here. You have unfolded various aspects and memories associated with Advocate Keshavrao-ji Chaugule. We are deeply grateful for your valuable sharings. Your guiding words and the name Advocate Keshavrao Chaugule will surely inspire our upcoming generations committed to justice and constitutional governance. Your presence added dignity and meaning to this event. Once again, we are very much thankful for your valuable presence.
Now my privilege to invite respected architect Dr. Pramod Chaugule, Trustee Committee Chairman of Lathe Education Society Sangli, whose vision, creativity and meticulous planning have transformed this auditorium into modern and inspiring one. I kindly invite him to deliver vote of thanks.
Good morning, all of you. Actually, when we start our sessions or seminars, lectures, functions in the morning, usually it ends in the afternoon. This is supposed to be the first function I had attended. that it had started in the morning and ended in the morning. First of all, thanks a lot for an excellent time management, first by the MOCs, all the dignitaries on the dais, off the dais. I must thank respected Honorable Prakash Shah sir, because he has not just given us an opening remark of late Keshavrao Tatya Chaugule, but his entire life journey. It was supposed to be a really great event in green environment and grand speech. Sir, thanks a lot for your excellent speech and excellent thoughts, even and guidance to the students. I request all of you to give a standing ovation to respected Honorable Sir. So that will be the first thanksgiving to him. And of course, Mrs. Swati Shah accompanied for this particular function. I also thanks the sitting judges, the senior lawyers, senior advocates, all the faculty of the NS Law, plus all other colleges, principals in the campus, principals of the Latte Education Society, all the students in the hall. They must be having today and most learned speaker in front of them, and they should be pleased to have him as an today's speaker. I must thank MOCs, all the people who had helped to continue or complete this function in a grand style. Once again, I rather thanks Honorable Sir for coming all the way from Pune with the limitations to his health. He is here and he has explained in his speech that he is here with and very much love with the Tatya family and the Shah family. I also thank Keshavrao Chaugule family members and the dignitaries from various outstations. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
थँक यू व्हेरी मच सर. आज लठ एज्युकेशन सोसायटीच्या श्रीमती कस्तुरबाई वालचंद कॉलेज ऑफ आर्ट्स अँड सायन्स सांगली सभागृहाचे ॲडव्होकेट केशवराव अप्पाजी चौगुले सभागृह असे नामकरण संपन्न झालेले आहे. हा सोहळा इथं संपन्न झालेला आहे. आजच्या या नामकरणाचा सोहळा संस्थात्मक दायित्व, दूरदृष्टीपूर्ण नियोजन आणि शैक्षणिक, सांस्कृतिक व वैचारिक उपक्रमांसाठी एक सक्षम व्यासपीठ निर्माण करण्याची जाणीवपूर्वक घेतलेली संस्थात्मक भूमिका आहे. येणाऱ्या पिढ्यांसाठी हे व्यासपीठ नक्कीच प्रेरणादायी ठरेल, यात शंका नाही. धन्यवाद. ॲडव्होकेट केशवराव अप्पाजी चौगुले आणि शहा कुटुंबीय यांचा अनेक पिढ्यांपासून असलेला हा ऋणानुबंध आज व्यासपीठावर उपस्थित असलेले शहा कुटुंबीय आणि त्याचबरोबर चौगुले